Today is the 8th of October 2023 and I'm going to be making my weekly prediction for SPY. As usual, we'll be going over the monthly, weekly, and finally the daily charts, and then we'll switch over to the Excel sheet where the prediction is outlined in a little bit more detail, and then we'll cover any trades from last week. As usual, before starting the video, it's important to mention that all information in this video is completely educational, and therefore it's important to conduct your own analysis before entering any position in the market in order to avoid unnecessary losses. With that out of the way, let's get into the monthly charts first. So we can clearly see that the uptrend has been active for around a year. And then we had the month of August, which was kind of a deterrent to the upward momentum. Then September was a really strong bearish month, going from 453 straight to 427, which is an extremely bearish month. We can see with this huge red candle, and it even broke the trend line. So we have a strong bearish signal from the monthly charts so far. However, this month, although we can't predict on it, we have to wait and see if it continues this momentum downwards or it goes upwards. In the meantime, we'll switch over to the weekly charts where we can see the price action in more detail and then make predictions on it. So last week we had this spinning top candle, which is why we had a more reserved opinion for last week. And then we clearly see that this week we had sort of a hammer kind of candlestick pattern because the market opened here, went significantly far down, and then got pushed up quite far up. So we can see that there was a strong bullish momentum in the week. However, if we switch over to the daily charts, we can see that there was a strong bearish momentum at the start of the week, making this week pretty volatile. So this will be taken into consideration as we're making our final trading ranges. But just off of the weekly charts, it's pretty obvious that the resistance has to be 432.84, and this support has to be the low of the candle at 420.18, which is a pretty large range, as it's better to be safe than entering a wrong trade on a whipsaw. So this is the range we'll be going with this week. The RSI has just started to tilt up, but again, there's no significant upturn. So we can't make any directional prediction off of that. If we look at the volume did actually go down from last week, but it was very minor, so it's almost negligible. Finally, let's head to the daily charts, where we can see this action in a little bit more detail. So last week, on the week of 2nd October, we had a spinning top candle to start it off. Then we had a strong red candle, and the next three candles, we had quite an interesting pattern because we had an inside bar here. Then the inside bar still continued here. And then the last day we had an extremely large green candle and even a break from below to upwards in the RSI, which is a combination of strong bullish signals. But because we cannot ignore this past bearish movement, it's better that we take a more conservative position. So the actual entry position for this week is 432.84, which is this resistance line, and the low of this week, which is quite a large range. And this daily price movement does just confirm that. And we did see a break in the RSI from below to its average, so we can take that as another bullish signal as well from a technical analysis point of view. So now let's switch over to the Excel sheet where we can go over the prediction in more detail. So this week, the week ending the 13th of October 2023, our prediction is again no trade yet. We wait for the breakout, buy when it crosses the high at 432.84, and sell when it falls below the low at 420.18 with a target of 1% and trailing stop loss, and a target of 0.5% if it's the last day. If the target or stop loss is not hit and we do enter a position, then we take the closing price on Friday. The max OI for the monthly expiry is 420 for CE at 45,219, at 420 for PE at 140,468, and the monthly PCR is 2.18. Now the CE was down from last week, which is a bullish signal, but if we look at the weekly option chain, we can see that the max OI for the weekly expiry is 435 CE at 22,731, and 390 for PE at 51,947, and the weekly PCR is 2.16. the PE was significantly down from last week, which is a bearish signal. So we have mixed signals again from the option chain. So it's better to take a large range, which is what we did from the technical analysis, and the option chain simply backs up this conclusion. The weekly trend currently is down, however, that is subject to change depending on the momentum of this week. And the monthly trend is still up. However, again, this month may be the determiner whether there is a reversal or not. So on this note, I would like to conclude the video where we have covered the entry requirement for this trade and the stop loss and target. And we've gone over the technical analysis and the option change for the week. So naturally, if there are any important changes to this prediction, they will be covered in the channel. But for the most part, this is what it is. So thank you so much for listening, and I'll see you next time, and enjoy.